Today we're going to learn about artist and designer Mary Blair. Mary Blair was an American artist, animator, and designer. She was prominent in producing art and animation for the Walt Disney Company, drawing concept art for such films as Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, and Cinderella. Born on October 21, 1911 in McAlester, Oklahoma, Mary Brown Robinson moved to Texas while still a small child, and later to the city of Morgan Hill, California, in the early 1920s. After graduating from San Jose State University, which she attended from 1929 to 1931, Mary won a scholarship to the Chouinard Art Institute in Los Angeles. She graduated from Chouinard in 1933. In 1934, she married another artist, Lee Everett Blair. Along with her husband Lee, she became a member of the California School of Watercolor and quickly became known for being an imaginative designer. Blair's first professional job in the animation industry was as an animator with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Blair joined Walt Disney Animation Studios in 1940 and worked for a short time on art for Dumbo and an early version of Lady and the Tramp. Along with her husband Lee, who also worked for Walt Disney, she accompanied Walt Disney, Lillian Disney, and several of his artists on a South American tour in 1941. Upon their return, Blair created concept art that ended up being used for films inspired by the trip, including Saludos Amigos and The Three Caballeros. Blair first began animation and color design on major films in 1943 and continued to work on animated films at Walt Disney Studios for a full decade. The early 1950s were a busy time for the Disney Studio, with an animated feature release nearly every year. Mary Blair was credited with color styling on Cinderella in 1950, Alice in Wonderland in 1951, and Peter Pan in 1953. After the completion of Peter Pan in 1953, Blair left Disney to concentrate on illustrating children's books, raising her family, and being a freelance graphic designer. At the request of Walt Disney, Blair began work on Disney's new attraction It's a Small World for the 1964 New York World's Fair. After the World's Fair, the attraction moved to Disneyland and was later recreated at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World Resort, as well as Tokyo Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Hong Kong Disneyland. Mary Blair was of course well known for her striking concept art that she produced for the Walt Disney Company movies, but most well known for her contribution of design to It's a Small World. She's credited with the color scheme for It's a Small World. Her unique, amazing sense of color can be found throughout the ride. Sometimes she made daring, surprising selection of colors, including a mocha-colored sky, pink mountains, and brightly colored plants. Why do you think Mary Blair used these colors to represent the colder areas of the world? Why do you think she used these colors to represent the warmer areas of the world? The It's a Small World dolls, with their large heads and tiny features, came directly from a series of Hallmark note cards designed under the Walt Disney label by Mary Blair in the 1940s. One such set of cards was based on places Mary Blair visited during the Disney expedition when she toured South America in 1941. Mary Blair's design of the attraction's facade is a collection of rectangles and triangles fit together like an abstract painting. The shapes hint at different architecture from all over the world, reinforcing the theme of It's a Small World after all. You can also find Mary Blair's artwork at the Contemporary Resort in Walt Disney World. There at the Contemporary, you'll find a large mosaic by artist Mary Blair. Her concept art on the It's a Small World project would be her final major design for the Disney Company. Mary Blair moved back to California and died on July 26, 1978. After her death in 1991, Mary was honored as a Disney legend. Her artwork is still admired by visitors every day to Walt Disney World and Disneyland.